There you go. Uh, So now we're actually recording, Mohammed. You can hear me okay?
Everything is okay now.
Okay, very good. Yeah, so what you're seeing on the screen
I'm
are
seeing the Sutton Group.
yep, these are all the people that are doing deals. And you know what I found is they're doing not just one deal, but they've done 2, 5, 10, 20, and right up to 30 transactions. And in your
Okay,
case, how many have you done, do you figure, Mohammed?
from the ICL world,
Yes.
I didn't do actually nothing, but I had too many calls and too many clients I found from ICL world, but they didn't go through.
Okay, so sometimes if you get a connection and you sold something else, we still like to count that because you made the connection here.
Sure.
So is what you're saying is you haven't actually done a deal yet?
No, I haven't done yet. No.
Okay, so I'm going to study why, and I'm going to give you a hand because you should never go longer than 90 days without either doing a deal or triggering a good lead to do a deal.
No, I change already. Always I don't go to 90 days. Usually
Okay,
after
good.
30 days I change it. I
Do you put
have
them
no
all
problem
on,
with this
do
guys.
you put them on Facebook on the Ontario Commercial Real Estate Facebook page?
Not really.
Okay, so we got to get you doing that now. That's something new that we've added to our services.
Okay, great. We are right now 3 people.
And you know something? What I'm going to do, I'm going to bring up your listings on the screen right now.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Let me see. I think I'll open up this window over here. You can see my screen, right? You can see my screen, okay?
I see it.
Okay, very good. Jeff, you're here now?
I'm back.
Okay, very good. So we've got the two of yous online. I'm going to do something real quick. And one way to see Mohammed's listings and do some networking, I'm going to click on search listings by member.
Okay.
And I'm going to go in and I can do PIROZ. And let me just do that. And I'm trying to see where's your listings. Is it 2 R's?
Yes, I have. If you want,
PIR.
I can share my screen for you.
I know, but I want to bring it up on the screen.
PIROUZ.
No, that is wrong. PIROOZ.
Okay, so that was a typing mistake. Okay. Let's do that. Bring it up here. Okay, so these are the haves and wants of Mohammed Perozafard, who's in our meeting right now. If I was to go down to, say, one of this you got a lot of condo assignments. You got a golf club for $35 million here.
How come? Can you make it bigger? This window? That's a small window.
How about that? Is that, oh, your window, you have to make it bigger if it's small, that small.
It's not big, right? No, you
Maybe
should
in the right-hand corner. And Jeff, I'm looking at your collar right now.
Oh, that's
Mhm.
And then we get, oh, that's much better, my friend. Okay, good job. And Michael Dougal, if you want to go ahead and share your screen. So there's a $35 million golf club right now. How are you making out with this one, Mohammed?
Which one?
This golf club.
I had maybe 10 calls.
Wow, that's really good for $35 million. That shows there's a lot of money around.
Yes.
Usually, brokers don't get as many calls because we put the price. And the price should eliminate all the tire kickers, curiosity seekers, and all that kind of stuff when you have $35 million. So when you get a call, it's usually a very good one. Okay, so everybody's going to have a chance to present their haves and wants here in a moment. Right now, we're going through Mohammed Perozafard, and George will be coming to you. George Lukasik will be coming to you, and Jeff will be coming to you as well. So were you able to get any showings or get anything cooking out of those particular wants? Sometimes these take 1 to 2 years to sell, sometimes up to 3 years to put together
Definitely.
something like
Yeah,
this.
I know that it takes time.
Yes. Okay, so you did have calls on it. That's wonderful. Let's see what else you've got here. You got these condo assignments. Any calls on those?
No, nothing.
Okay, so what
And
you
the
want,
assignment is very low.
okay, so what you want to do is to use some other services. And I'm going to show you an example of another service that you can be using.
Okay,
I'm going to go back to ICI World, back to login, and this is going to lead us onto the internet on social media. So besides ICI World, you'll see that you can put your information on this social media here.
where is it?
And I'm going to show you how that can be done. So it's loading right now. It's loading up. There we go. And you can see that they're everybody's putting their residential listings on what we call the Ontario residential page. Do you see that?
Yeah, I see.
So
Okay,
you have not been doing that yet. I'm going to recommend that you consider doing that. And if you need a hand, you just make an appointment. I'll show you how to do it. Now, once you put it on here, that's the first step. And when you click on these 3 dots, there is a way, actually not that one, remove post. I'm going to go down here. There is a way that, there it is. You see this share button down here, everyone?
Yeah,
I'm going to click on share. You can share it to all the people that are in your messenger group. That's one way to do it. But I'm going to suggest that you share it to a group. And when you share it to a group, like for instance, you happen to have a property that's in Hamilton, Ontario, near the university. Is that correct?
yes, correct.
Okay, so what I'm going to be suggesting, I'm going to go back to the login and show you how to do it. I'm going to go to our Facebook page. One moment here. I think I've got it on my other right here. So this is how to be taking advantage of social media. I think it's down here. Here we go. And when you get to the social media, whoopsie daisy, let me move that other window out of the way.
No, I lost it. Where are you now?
I'm just going to a Facebook page that we have. It works. If you go to your own Facebook page, these are the kind of things that you will see. And you can click on the share button.
Okay.
And I want to get into groups. Down here, you're going to see group. I'm going to click on groups. And these are the different groups that I actually circulate the information from ICI World, all these different groups. Now, if you want to search for a group, you type it in, and I would suggest every city that you have a property. In your case, it's Hamilton. And I'm going to put in here real estate, maybe for sale, just to start and see what comes up. It says no group comes up. So let's back it out of here and just type in Hamilton real estate. Actually, these are my own groups, and I don't have that group. So I'm going to suggest that if I want to add that group, I'm going to go to groups on my page. Hang on one second. I don't know if it's here or there. Just let me figure this out. Menu, groups, connect with people. And I'm going to go to, there's different groups that I personally manage, and there's groups that I belong to. But up here, it says groups.
Yeah.
This is the key, baby, because if you go there, if you're in Miami and you got Miami real estate, watch this. What you're going to do is you see all these different groups in Miami. It's the same thing no matter what city you're in. So if you're in Mississauga, you're in Toronto, no matter where you are, you go to these groups. And what you're going to do, one moment, let me go back here and go back to login. If you're on ICI World, some of you may or may not be on ICI World, but if you go back to login, like search listings by member, and I'm going to type in your last name, Z, I think I should get your listings. And you've got a lot of listings. Okay, all of these ones from here, these are this is a brand new building, 25-foot lot, different new market. let me just see, okay, so let's just take, this one here, wanted. And Lawrence, two-story detached house, golf club. These are actually all your listings right to there, right?
Right.
Okay, so I'm gonna copy that. And I'm gonna go back to the Facebook group, but instead of typing in Miami, doesn't matter what city you are, you can do this. I'm gonna type in Hamilton, Ontario. And see if they have a real estate. Here it is, Hamilton. No, that's not the gentleman that I want. What about Hamilton real estate? Let's try that. And do a search. And you can see that there's real estate investing in Hamilton. There's 1.6 thousand, 1,600 members in that group, 20,000 members in this group right here. Look at that.
Right.
Now, I'm not a member of that group, but what you can do is you can join, but you're gonna have to wait anywhere from 1 hour to purchase, selling, purchase. I'm a realtor. I'll say I'm a realtor and try to submit it. And you're just gonna have to wait. Your request is pending. It could be up to 24 hours to get into that group. But I'm gonna suggest that you take the listings that we copied, and you can do this whether you're a member or not. Right-click, copy those listings. And if they were all in Hamilton, which they're not, you could go to this group and paste them in this group. And I would do that a minimum of once a month.
How did you go to this Facebook page?
Okay, when you have a Facebook page, you're going to have a Facebook page, something like this.
Okay.
When you go to your own Facebook page, let me see, I'll go to my main Facebook page and it starts here. I don't know if there's groups here. Oh, yes. You see where it says groups?
Right, right.
So you go to the groups. Each of you that are listening in right now can go to your own groups. And those are some groups that there's the one that I just clicked on. I'm going to click on it again. And Hamilton, Ontario homes for sale. Oh, look at that. It's allowing me to write something. So it's allowed me to join right away. I'm going to post all those in. But the only one that's active in Hamilton is actually that one. Won't last, nothing else in Hamilton here, right? I'm just going to get rid of those. So there's that one that's in Hamilton, and we're posting it on Facebook group for you. Do you see that?
Right.
Okay. And it's got that number. Hopefully they'll click on that number live, and you just click on post. Now I'm going to post it on your behalf right now. Somebody calls me, I'll give you the call. All right.
Right.
Okay. So let's click on posting. And bingo, you're going to be, oh, here it is. What is your current interest in real estate? Let's go. I'm a realtor. I'll reach out to you this page when I'm, yes, please contact me. Okay. We can even do a contact me. Thank you. I'll reach out to you on this page. Okay. Write an answer. Okay. So I submitted. So now you're going to see that down here, it says that your post is pending. So you have to wait for them to approve it.
24
Okay.
hours.
It could be 1 hour. Well, it could be 1 hour, it could be 10 minutes, it could be 24 to 48 hours. It depends on the person who's modifying this group when they're going to get around to doing it. Now, in addition to that, look at this one. This is a multifamily group for sale with how can you see, gentlemen, how many listings that is there? Anybody?
30,000.
30,000 members. That would be a good group to join for multifamily. I'm going to click on that to join it. Oh my God, Ontario cottages. Our recreational properties, we could be putting them in here. So this is a way to really spread the news in the whole industry, is by having each of you gentlemen. Now, in your case, for everyone listening in, I would add your website into each one and make a little statement that, maybe to search all the MLS and all the exclusive listings, go to my website. So that's another way that they would do it. Now, Mohammed, before I move on to someone else, do you have any haves or wants that you want to talk about this morning? Give me one commercial buyer and one commercial seller of something, Mohammed.
Commercial buyer. Yeah, I'm looking for one. sports dome in Great Toronto area.
What is it?
Sports dome,
Wait a minute.
training the sports like.
Do you have it
handball.
here? Do you have it here right now?
Yes, I have it.
Which one is it? Oh, is this the soccer sports dome?
Which one?
Right here. And are you looking, is that the
Oh.
one?
York region. Yeah, that's right. Sports dome.
Okay, so if I was to click on that, so there's Mohammed. He's the one speaking on the phone now. And by the way, gentlemen, if you have anything on your website, we can switch the computer over to you when it's your turn. And you can show us something if you got something for sale as well. But he wants a sports dome. Now, Mohammed, that's the price maximum. What's the minimum price?
I
would
don't
be the
believe that
lowest?
is less than $4 million.
Okay, so,
four to $10 million.
okay, so you should put the minimum price 4 million and put the maximum price the 9 or 10 million.
Okay.
Okay, so you could be missing out a little bit there by not having the right price.
Where is the minimum?
Well, when you add your listings on ICI World, let's just see what happens. You just come up here and you click on the add have want, and you'll see that the price is right here. There's the minimum price
Okay.
and there's the maximum price.
Mhm. Right.
Okay, so anybody for a sports dome, if you have any questions for Mohammed, you can ask him now. Do you have one buyer looking for anything? Oh, you're looking for it. Do you have anything for sale other than, let's say, that golf course? I'll mention that golf course again for 30 some odd million. If anybody has an interest.
The golf course, what the opportunities are, so.
Okay, well, do you have a question for him?
What's the location, general?
Usually they don't give the location because that
Okay.
could give it away and people can end up going direct. However, the most important thing now is for you to get a hold of Mohammed. You can actually put it in the chat window. And by the way, gentlemen, you can use the chat window in two ways. You can send a message to everyone. By the way, everyone should identify themselves in the chat window. So if I put my name in right now in the chat window, I can make it available to everyone. And what I'm going to do.
Usually I don't disclose the address and location. First of all, I ask the clients that the agents that they are very serious, they have very serious buyers. I ask them to send me the 560 trip form.
To send you the what?
The form that's in trip forms, Toronto Real Estate Boards forms in the name
Yeah.
of 560. The number is 560.
Yeah,
And that time, after signing that one, I disclose and give them a little bit more information. Do you know which one I'm talking about?
I think so. It's a non-disclosure or something like that. Is that the one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, very good, gentlemen. By the way, why don't you put your identification information, all of you, in the chat window with your phone number? And then at the end of the session, you can actually click on the save button. Now, can you see my chat window on the screen? I don't think so. I have the chat window on my screen, but I don't think you gentlemen can see that, and ladies. But when you do it and you click on the three dots, there's a button that says save the chat, and you literally can save everybody's phone number that's attending today. So I recommend that all of you put your name and phone number right in the chat window, and you can do that right now. And that way you can make sure that you contact each other after this event. Then you can follow up with those exclusive non-disclosure forms with each other.
The name of that form 560 is Confidentiality Agreement Commercial.
Yeah, I'm familiar with it.
Usually all of the agents, they send me that form. But they have to sign it.
And these are, if you have a quick look, these are all Mohammed's haves and wants. If anybody has a question for any of those. You got some condo assignments. There's that golf club right there. Two-story house, detached, right to prefer Richmond Hill soccer dome, looking for that. Okay, now the other option is, can you buy a piece of land and erect your own dome, Mohammed?
What, say it again?
You know that how you want a soccer indoor dome?
Indoor, not
You want a
exactly
sports dome, like a soccer indoor place.
soccer, volleyball, basketball, swimming pool, everything inside.
Right. What I'm saying is, can you not buy a piece of land and put up your own dome?
Yes, we are looking for that kind of land, but that land has to have all the services like water, gas, everything, city services.
And what kind of zoning do you need for that? Is it commercial, industrial?
It can be commercial, industrial, yes.
Okay, so you don't have that here. In other words, you should put in a want for that piece of land to build a sports dome.
Mhm. I have
Okay,
to add,
yeah, you might talk to your buyer about that.
no, my buyer knows about it.
You want to talk to your buyer. Would he buy a piece of land and erect a sports dome? Okay, I'm going to move on unless you have any other questions, Mohammed.
Okay, great. All right.
Okay, Jeff, can we bring you aboard?
Okay.
Okay, Jeff, now you're a member, I believe, as well, right?
Yep.
Oh, how do you spell? Let me see your last name. It should be right here.
Yeah.
Belisowski. I'm going to bring up your haves and wants. And these are some of the this is the properties that Jeff is working on right now. Everyone listening in, you can see them on the screen. Hopefully everyone can see them clearly. Now, if you have anyone for something like that, you can actually type in the chat window and you can say, Jeff, call me right after the meeting, and then you gentlemen can talk right after the meeting and follow up on that land. But do you want to just give me a quick rundown? Is that the most important one you're working on right now, Jeff, the 29.9 million
Yeah,
draft
so
plan?
the
approved?
the one for 29.9 million, it's currently, site plan approved for the first 60, to build 60 homes right away. You can start sales tomorrow type thing, as soon as you've paid all the, fees. It's over 300 acres, 120, I believe, that are developable, on it. So it should say something like, I think I have that information there. There's over 700 homes that are permitted in the draft plan approved, which is draft plan approved, is over 700 homes, for that. If anybody has any questions or anything, give me a shout. I've got that. In addition to that, I've got a few other industrial properties or commercial properties. I've got another 29 acres in Erin, that's already zoned and approved for 213 either singles or semis. And if somebody decided to go to develop townhomes, it could be up to about 300 townhomes in there. I've got all the proposal, everything on that one there. My client is motivated, so very good terms that could be available to anybody who's interested. VTB is is like, he's willing to do a good VTB. All he's looking for right away immediately is just reimbursement of what he's paid for the I guess partial of the development fees and the excess that was contributed to build the infrastructure that was there to the city. Price tag on that is 32 million. Any questions or anything like that, you can give me a shout or email me, and I'll get back to you on it, and I'll send you the whole proposal and information package on it.
Yeah, if there's anybody online right now, you can also type in the chat window. Did you put your information in the chat window, Jeff?
Yes, I did. I don't know if people could see it. I see George's.
Let me see. I got George's. I got yours, Jeff. And that's good. And I got mine, but I don't have everyone else's. Everyone else should put your contact information in the chat window. One of the questions I had was, I noticed you've got why invest in Muskoka. We think that's a very important link that all members have in their listings, because when you click on that, we get people from 185 countries. This helps to sell the location Now, this is debit machine issues all waste facilities. That's not good. I'm going to get rid of that. But this economic development site is good. You can see that it's got information, why invest and grow your plan, position just 2 hours north of Greater Toronto area, easy link to Ontario's largest business center, lots of good amenities. This helps to sell the location of your properties. And if it happened to have been, let's say, in the Huntsville area, people can click on it and bingo, they can really temporary bus stop relocation. I wish they wouldn't put that on the economic development websites. There's the business and growth website. It would be nice if they stuck to keeping that information. There is a good page, building for the future. And that way people can get the exact information, because when they're calling in from Asia or Europe or United States and they see this information, this helps them get them really interested in your area. And the top reasons to locate in your area is what you're really looking to do to stimulate interest, to trigger a call for you. I think this is just wonderful here, what you're doing there. The second thing that Jeff did on his listing was, you can notice how you can put the, I don't know if it's back here or where it was actually. I sort of lost it, but let me go and re-get it again. I'm going to go to search listings by member, and I got to spell your last name again. See if I can get it correctly, because I do have it on the screen. Hang on, get to the right keyboard. I got it. And what I liked about what he did with this one, he's got a drone video here, and I'm going to click on it. And so this is for that same property that you've got there. And let's click on it. And let's see if it comes up. And let me know if you hear that. Is there sound? Can everybody hear that sound as well?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, very good. Now, did you want to make any comments while we're viewing this, Jeff, at all? And now all of a sudden you're muted. You got to unmute yourself. Sorry.
Sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Now the music's pretty loud, so maybe even though we've got the music, I'm going to go back to the video setting. I want to stop the sound and let you talk. Let me see if I can figure out how to do that. Hang on. Okay, share. And let me go ahead and play the video.
So the site itself is up in the hills of Muskoka. It's right
Now, is
there.
everyone able to hear Jeff's voice without the music?
Yeah.
Or do you hear the music as well?
No.
No, the music's off. I think you muted the music, so it seems to be working.
Okay, so I'm going to let you continue talking to the end of the video. Go ahead, because the sound on my side from my computer, I can't hear what you're saying, but I want you to be able to talk to everybody online. So you carry on, Jeff. Go ahead.
So on this parcel, it's basically it's in Huntsville. It's right at the entrance. It's 5 minute drive away from downtown Huntsville, from the thing. Close to all kinds of natural things like or nature and stuff like that. Algonquin Park is very close by. We've got all kinds of attractions there. Huntsville is a growing community. A lot of people are especially the older people are going up there just to sort of get away from the city life. It's going to be growing tremendously. It is one of the areas that they're pushing for growth. The nice thing about Huntsville is that they don't have enough housing right now to be able to hire employees, because employees have nowhere to live. So the demand is there, and the employment is opportunities are there as well. It's really close by to all the golf courses, everything else. There's tons of that. There is a whole draft plan for the entire project that's approved, and there is a site plan for the first 2 phases, I believe, that's approved. After that, then you have to keep on submitting. Huntsville does allow phases of approximately 60 units at a time, so they go through that. Total total building, I believe, is 700 and I don't recall if it's 770 or 790 units, approximately. It's a mix between detached, semi-detached, and condos, as well as townhomes. So, like I said, if anybody has an interest in it, I can basically provide you with a full package on it. You're seeing the website on it as well. My contact information is on there as well. So it's just have a look at that. Let me know if you have any interest. Gary, in addition to that, I've got something in Hillsburg, which is in Erin, and that's also approved for development. And I've got an information package on that. That was the one I was mentioning about the VTB. In the town of Caledon, I've got approximately 10 acres of prestige industrial that will be coming up, that I can provide more information on.
Let's talk about that one, the industrial.
Yep.
You can
Is there
actually
anybody?
put coming for sale industrial land if you have a price or any other details. But if you don't have any more details and they want to keep it under wraps for the moment, you can take a list. When people call you, say, listen, once I get the listing signed or I have more information, I'll get back to you. In the meantime, I'll put your name on a list. And when I get more information, I'll call you back. And you can be one of the first people to find out about it, more information. So you can actually put things on ICI World because we're an information listing service, not an MLS service like the Toronto Real Estate Board, where you require the signature right now on a listing. You can be networking the information, get people in anticipation of getting your listing, and then getting them all lined up for your property in the meantime.
Yeah, I'll have to circle back on that one, but if anybody does have any kind of a buyer for that, just reach out to me, and that might be a longer period before it comes up on the
Yeah, what you
market.
can do it, it might not be for another year. You can say, getting some industrial property 1 year from now, approximately. You can put that on right now.
And that one there is already, all the zoning is done, everything is there. It is prestige industrial. So that'll probably be something.
So what I'm suggesting is, by the way, we recommend every member have at least 15 opportunities on ICI World because you can network information, not just listings. But Jeff just recently joined and he's got 2 right there, very nice ones. Anybody else have a townhouse in Vaughan, maybe? If you do, speak up. He's got a buyer here right now. Well, that's very good. Jeff, any questions for Jeff? Jeff, anything else to add?
I do have a listing right now for out in Scarborough, Markham area, Shepherd and Pharmacy.
What do you have?
It's a condo. It's a 1+1 condo.
Okay, so
And that's on the MLS already. So
okay, you can put that on here as well.
yeah.
Okay, so you got about 3-4 properties to put on here right now, if I'm not mistaken.
I've got a total of 4 commercial, and probably I've got the want, and then I've got also the condo for sale right now.
Okay, so what I'm going to suggest is you're going to see this button right here that it says search listings by member.
Yeah.
And then when you put your name in here and search, it comes up with the listings that you can copy. Then you should add them to the Ontario Commercial Real Estate Group, the Facebook group.
Yep.
And you can add them in here and put your listings in here. And you can see there's franchises for sale. What's this one? Space separate entrance. This could be an income property. That's why that was there. Oh, there's one of your, there you are right there with one of them right there. That was put on in July. That's interesting. And you've got them on Google Drive. Okay, this is nicely done, by the way. Now, okay, if you notice here, your post actually reached 36. Can you see that?
Yep, see that.
Now, what I would do if I were you is I would share this to some groups. Like if I was to share that particular listings to some groups, and I wonder if we've got here land development groups. Let me just put land, see what comes up. Landlords, real estate. Okay, those are groups here. what I would do is I would do some searching. And if you want, I'll give you a hand and we'll search it together. Some development groups here in Ontario and Toronto area, and maybe post them on there as well.
Yeah, I think I'm members of a few of them already, so.
Okay, very good. So you can copy all your listings in one shot and just paste them all into those Facebook groups. And okay, any other questions for Jeff before we move on?
I have a question from Jeff. I didn't see the location of the land on your video. I saw only the nature forest.
It's in Huntsville,
It has been what?
in Huntsville.
Huntsville, I know. But you didn't take photo or video from land?
Oh, of the actual thing, I've got it in my information package.
Oh, okay, great.
So. if
Okay,
you have
and his
somebody that's
information,
interested-
all his information is in the chat window.
Okay, great.
Okay, and you should put your information in the chat window as well, Mohammed, if you haven't done it yet.
I have done it already.
Oh, okay, good show. Okay, let's move on. Michael. Is Michael here? Uh-oh, Michael's gone, maybe? Michael was here. Michael, are you here? Nope. Okay, George. Do we have two Georges? George is my father, note taker. No, that's your note taker, but that's George Lukasik. Am I right, George? Hello, George. George, can you hear me?
7 people.
No, he's unmuted, actually.
Maybe.
Hang on one second. Hello, George.
Hear me?
Yes, sir, I can barely hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm just gonna activate my Bluetooth and it'll be better, I think.
Oh, okay. So he's just working on his headset. And now that's you with the note taker as well. Is that correct, George?
Yes, can you hear me now?
Oh, loud and clear, loud and clear. Nicely done, George.
Perfect, thank you.
Okay, are you also a member on ICI World, George?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so I'm going to try to bring up your listings as well, which can make it easier for everyone to see.
Okay.
Let's see if I can do that very nicely, but go ahead if you want to start talking about them.
Well, I haven't updated in a while, unfortunately. I've been kind of caught up with everything else, but what I should be doing. But I have a new condo in Montreal in a prime area, actually close to the REM, which is the new electric train that's connecting all the areas in
Which part of
Montreal.
Okay.
It's in area of town of Mount Royal, TMR.
Okay, I'm originally from Montreal, so I know quite a few people there.
Okay, great. So it's not on the market. I mean, it's not on the MLS. It's just a pocket listing at the moment. So it's a good opportunity to get a good deal on it.
Now I have
It's,
a question. I have a question for you on that, unless there's finish though, and then I'll ask when you're finished.
No, go ahead.
Is it a signed listing?
When you say signed, you mean a
Do you have
sign
a
on?
signed, do you have a signed exclusive listing on that residential property?
I have a verbal, and I know the person. I've worked with her before.
Okay,
So
well, George, it's better that you have a verbal agreement, and I'm going to tell you why. And I'd like the feedback from everyone else listening. As you know, there's a new realtor compliance rule regarding residential exclusive listings that are signed and advertised to the public. You have to put it on MLS within 3 days. I think everyone's aware of that. Is there anyone not aware of that?
Yes, but I think that will not apply in this case because it's not in the province of Ontario and it doesn't fall under Fed rules.
Okay, so
Or is that a
it's
Korea
actually,
rule?
are you a member of Korea,
So-
George?
Well, I'm a member of the Matrix, the MLS through Centris.
Okay, well,
Which
Centris, I think, is part of the Canadian Real Estate Association. Am I right or wrong?
It is exactly.
So the rule actually applies to all of MLS in Canada.
Yes, it does. Yeah.
Okay, so that's something that it's a good point to be talking about and clearing up, because when they brought the rule in, I got a whole bunch of history on all of that, because we voted against it, but it still went in, at least in our survey that we did. It was 75% against it. But now that it's here, we have to look after it and enforce it. And that's one thing that I pledge to each of you gentlemen online, that we're going to follow all the guidelines and rules of CREA,
Okay.
of NAR, RICO, and also the Quebec registration for real estate as well. But what we are is a networking service. If the listing is not signed, you cannot put that on MLS. If it
That's right.
is signed, you can keep it private within your own office, but you cannot advertise it publicly. Otherwise, it's got to go on MLS within 3 days. That's is my understanding. And if anybody ever finds anything different, let me know. But I've been studying it so much, I believe that to be the case. However, they left it up to all the real estate boards in Canada to enforce that residential rule. It got to a point where the real estate boards and brokers, I got brokers with 200-man offices, do not even know that it does not apply to commercial real estate. It only applies to residential real estate. So
That's correct.
that's something a lot of brokers don't know. Secondly, there's 3 exclusions for residential real estate. One exclusion is income property, residential income property. It does not apply. It doesn't apply to assignments. It doesn't apply to pre-construction, like new homes. So there are some exclusions that do apply. However, for the case that you have of a residential condo, it's not listed, so you cannot put that on you can't put it on MLS because you can't get a signed listing, but you can put it on ICI World. But
Right.
here's how we're doing it. And I'm going to show you an example of how we've been doing it. And so far, so good since the beginning of the year. And let's go to the latest world resident. Actually, I'm going to do a search this other way. Pardon me. I'm going to bring up how the brokers on ICI World are following the guidelines. I'm going to go to search residential, but I'm going to do a search for the keyword MLS in the subject line. I'm going to expand the listings, and I'm going to go ahead and search the database, and I'm going to bring up all the MLS listings. There they are. All of these listings are not signed. They're actually not listings. They're actually just pieces of information. Now, in the province of Ontario, we have another rule by RICO, the Real Estate Council of Ontario, which licenses all of us, including myself. I've also been a broker for 50 years this year. Can't believe it. Time flies. It's like yesterday.
Yep.
And one of the things that RICO says is that you must have the consent of the owner in writing if you're going to give an address of a property to someone. So we know that if you're going to give an address of a property and show property, you got to have the consent of the owner in writing. However, if you do not give an address, you can network that on ICI World. Now, in order to show that property, according to RICO, you got to have a signed listing. Well, in that case, once it's signed, if it's residential, you've got to put it on MLS. So that's my recommendation to all our members. If you have a signed residential listing, you have to put it on MLS, but you can advertise your MLS listings here as well. But if it's not signed, you can network it here on ICI World because we're an information listing service. By the way, just as an aside, in the United States, ICI World is actually an MLS service. We cannot use the term MLS in Canada because it's a registered trademark of the Canadian Real Estate Association. But in the United States, we're actually an MLS, commercial real estate exclusive information service. And it's actually an MLS in the United States. But we call it ILS, Information Listing Service, and that's how we're handling it. But in the meantime, because the boards and the offices and other people they're not sure what they're doing, we're putting in a statement here on each of these that we will be putting it on MLS once signed, just to show everyone that we're following the guidelines as intended when they brought it in. Gentlemen, do you agree or disagree?
Agreed.
Agreed.
Okay, so I know I'm making a big point of it because it's the first year. I want to make sure that everybody's on the same page and that I'm doing things right on your behalf here as well. Okay, so you can actually, George, put that on here, George, if you wanted to right now, because it's not signed. If it was signed, that actually is a problem.
No, it's not. That's why I'm bringing it up.
Okay, very good. Nicely done. And by the way, what are you doing on Monday for lunch, George?
Monday, it's a pretty full day, but
Well, the wife and I were just ready to hop in the car and head out your way, Montreal, for a few days in Quebec City.
oh, well,
Oh,
then maybe we can meet up. I'll see if I can manage to make it work.
Okay, are you far from downtown?
Not too far.
Actually, I don't mind even driving to where your real estate office is and having lunch where you have lunch. It's either way, but I'll get a hold of you sometime between now and then.
Okay, okay,
All right.
that's a deal.
Okay, I got another gentleman there, a couple other gentlemen to drop in and see as well. Okay, any questions for George in Montreal? Anything else to add, George?
I also have a duplex in Montreal, more in the central area of Montreal.
Okay.
It could be turned into a triplex, but basically it's a duplex right now. At 749,000 asking. It's also not listed on the MLS. It's a
Uh-huh.
pocket list. I have the verbal agreement of the owner, so there's no problem there.
So you should
Um,
try to get that on here as well.
yes, I will. And I have a buyer that's looking for a strip mall in Montreal and surrounding areas. So that's the only problem is, I mean, if it was in Toronto or anywhere else, it probably would not, it would be easy, but they're looking to invest in something in the Montreal and surrounding areas. A strip
Very
mall,
good.
the bigger the better because they have a budget up to 25 million.
Okay,
So,
so that's a very good want that you should place on here as well. And
yeah,
I'm gonna recommend, not only do you place it on here, but we're gonna do the same thing, copy your listings and then put it in on the Facebook and LinkedIn group websites that we have for real estate. And
okay,
then I will personally do some searches with you to make sure you're covering the most important groups in your area as well on social media.
okay.
Okay, unless there's any other questions there.
I also have somebody that's looking for apartment buildings, multiplex, um, also in the Montreal and surrounding areas.
Is this one here, Quebec apartment buildings, 5 to 40 million?
Yes, correct.
Okay, let me pop that on the screen. And there it is. Now, these videos that we have here, they're actually getting seen even up to 1 year from now. People can see these things. And although this particular buyer may change, you don't change. You still got the same phone numbers and everything. People can still get a hold of you. So the networking that goes on from recording this can actually continue on.
Okay.
Okay, next on our list is iCash. iCash, we've got Lisa. I'll be coming to you, Lisa, in a moment. And iCash, are you still here? No, he happens to maybe have left. I had someone else with an iPhone, but they're gone. And Lisa, are you still here? Lisa Malcolm.
How are you?
And good afternoon. By the way, Lisa, make sure you put your contact information in the chat window. And there's a way for everyone to have their contact information in that chat window and that you can actually have all your contact information there as well. Are you a
Okay.
member? Are you a member on our service, Lisa?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Let me
Yes.
see if I can bring up your information here and some of your listings so we can go through them. Okay, there's a few there. Okay,
Yes.
by the way, did you get the development land in Muskoka that Jeff had? Were you here?
No, I wasn't. Was that presented earlier today? Because I
Oh,
had
yes.
just let you know I came in late because I had a contractor coming to my house that was late. So it was pushing me. Everything was behind today.
Okay, well, I'm going to recommend that you and Jeff must talk after the session today because Jeff
Yes.
presented a beautiful property in Muskoka. Right
Okay.
in the Huntsville area, and he has development land, and it looks like you have maybe not potential development land, but land that could be used for something. And the two of you could probably end up networking over time and doing some things. But tell us about one of your halves here. Do you want to talk about the first one?
Sure. The first one there, I still believe it's priced a tad high, but here we are. It's basically priced at 29,000 an acre. Where we're at with it is it is 98 acres. It's a stone's throw from the lake, from Georgian Bay. It's just on the other side of the road, to be honest. It's that close. I do have them under contract, and we have quite a lot of interesting things happening behind the scenes. So the owner of the land, he actually inherited this from his father. They've owned it for decades and decades and decades. And so the way that the current owner has it is there's 13 of the 98 acres that he has already gone through for approval of severance. Those 13 acres have been divided into 4 lots. Each of them go between 2 to 4 acres each. So now, with that being said, the other 86 acres could probably be further subdivided for someone who's savvy and wants to take the sweat equity to go and do so. I have also been discussing with him, because this is not his forte. He's off into retirement. The kids have no interest. He just doesn't, he got it as far as he could with the full leadership of a consultant that he hired. But he's kind of come to the end of exhausting where he's, exhausted resources and time and just wants to hand it off. Now, we do have Ducks Unlimited who are interested in there is a portion of the 86 acres that is conservation area. Ducks Unlimited have expressed interest in purchasing that. We just have to identify how much land they'll be getting when they purchase. So there's that buyer in waiting. If the buyer chose to sell off the middle portion where the conservation is. We also have some buyers, prospective buyers that are interested in the 4 lots. But as of right now, it is still one PIN and still one rule number for the buyer to, basically assume. And once that happens, everything will go with it. He's just got it to the point where everything's approved, but the severance is just, handed over to the buyer to be able to subdivide it in the names that he would wish to do so. Because as you realize, you can't really have the same name abutted one to the other. So right now he's offering the entire package. In my personal opinion, and yes, I come from a development background of custom homes. This is a custom homes type development that would be on well and septic. And the septic it's in the plans by people that have done the approvals of what that would look like. Don't look on my website right now because it's under construction. So it's going to look atrocious. That is on the list to do later today. And actually, I had put in a request, Gary, to have your people help do the IDX or whatever connection, because I'm on Sierra and Sierra wasn't listed. So I needed some help to integrate. So I put that request in. I just haven't heard anything back. I think I put the request in last week. So.
Okay, very good. Quick question. Which county is Honey Harbor in?
So which county? So like Georgian Bay.
It has a county. Now, the reason why
I've got it here to be able to hand off to you. Give me one sec, because I have a whole info package that I can actually display that I put together. Let me copy this link and I'll put it in the chat and you can bring it up.
Okay.
There you go.
There she is.
So if you go flip through, just on the first page is flip on the bottom left. Sorry, bottom right. Apologies on that.
Oh, yeah.
You'll flip the page, yeah. So there's a video there that's on YouTube that will do the drone and me speaking. So the township is Georgia Bay, the municipality is Muskoka, the 98 acres there. We have you could keep flipping, it'll give you more information and where the township of Georgia Bay, like where this info came from. I have the hyperlinks that are there. Again, you can, which one?
How do I get rid of this screen?
Which screen?
Can you see the name and phone number? It wants me to fill everything in.
Oh, there should be, I think it's skippable. Let me just check what the parameters I have on there are.
Anyways, I answered them all, so it's gone.
Yeah, okay. So you can just flip to the next page there. We are not seeing your screen, by the way.
You're not seeing my screen?
No, it's stuck on page 2.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
There we go. There we go. There we go. It's coming now. So there's the outline. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. So that, yeah, go back. Yeah.
Oh, I thought everybody was seeing everything right up to
That's
there.
okay. If you flip the page again.
Okay, here we go.
And then flip the page again. There you go. So I put the population information there, and for people that aren't familiar with the area, sort of the profile, the route, and how long. So it's an hour, 20 minutes north of the 401, 400 cutoff. And then if you click again, that will give you what it looks like with the township of Georgian Bay, the zoning currently. So if you see in the top left-hand corner, because there's a road that cuts through the property, that's where the 4 acres are. That has now been zoned as R1. It was RU, but through the decision, the approval, it's now been approved as R1. That's you can see the overview of the aerial shots, and you can see just how close it is there to Georgian Bay. And if you flip again, you'll see on the left-hand side that, of course, there's a lot more, for whoever the buyer is, will be able to hand that off. But these are the detailed information in regards to where this recommended positioning of a home would go, the grading, where the plotting of each of the lots would be. Like I said, those 4 residential lots run between 2 to 4 acres. So to give you an idea of value, you'd be looking at in and around an average of between 275 to 325-ish per lot, depending on which lot you're picking, but you're in and around that price point per lot if you're trying to kind of get a grasp on what that would be. And then if you flip again, this goes on. That was an overview of May to July 1st of what's happening in real estate in that area, of things that, what's the average sale, sort of what's the happening of it. And I just said, my filter was free detached homes, residents, and things that I've sold. My personal, through my development and through knowing that area, my personal opinion would be this would be a great for a small builder who would like to keep their resources next door to one another. So it's always nice to have multiple lots that they're building at the same time, get their name out there. And so in my recommendation for the topography and for the water table and for what was recommended by the approvals and all the things that came through the consulting period, is that you're looking on slab on grade, either bungalows or back splits or side splits with heated, I would say with heated flooring would be the most efficient and economical there. And probably with doing heat pumps versus propane. And that would be my recommendation. And it would be affordable, coming in a resale price of in and around, depending on what the finishes are and how big and all those things, you'd be ranging anywhere from, you know, 800 to $1 million for a finished product. So great for small builders that want to get their name known to do 4 in a row there. And you've got the other 86 to continue on doing whatever you wish.
Very good. Nicely done.
So
Nice
that
presentation.
is, thank you. But getting nibbles on it has been difficult because our housing starts have been slower. I have had multiple conversations with the owner, understanding what a vendor take back means. So should a small builder or such, or, you know, a family that has interest in investing and developing this themselves, that he knows what a vendor take back would be and would be open to it. So that would be helpful to be creatively able to finish the deal.
I see. I think it's Simcoe County, by the way.
We are north of that. It is north of Simcoe.
Okay, is it in Honey Harbor?
Yep.
Okay, hang on. But Honey Harbor is in Simcoe County, is it not?
I think it's just north of it. If you squeeze into that map there.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, so see how the map dips in at Georgian Bay? So it's just north of Simcoe County. Yeah.
Okay, so what county would it be?
All of my documents from that I received are coming from, I will look up the sharing of what the approvals have come through. They have come through. That's from the environmentalist. Oh, there's a decision, notice of decision coming through Township of Georgian Bay.
Okay, so that's good to know.
Township of Georgian Bay Committee of Adjustments.
Okay, so there's the Township of Georgian Bay. This is a Georgian Bay tourism. I wonder if Honey Harbor is listed here someplace.
I did put it in the brochure. Again, it's on the link to it is, it's a hyperlink on the brochure. So when you flip to the brochure, there's a hyperlink right on it that takes you straight to it.
Right to the page of Honey Harbor?
Well, it depends on what you're looking for. What is it you're looking for? Are you looking for the zoning maps or what?
I'm looking for the top reasons to locate in Honey Harbor.
Okay, so that would be found on, if you go to page 3 of the brochure, you'll find it there.
Oh, okay. Hang on 1 second. Let me see if I can get it back real quick here. Let me press the Alt key to get that back. Oh yeah, there it is there. Okay, let's go back to the chat window and click on your brochure.
Yeah, if you go to flip the page to page 3 there. First page, there you go. See where it says click here? Blue. Yeah, click on that.
Oh, very good. Okay, let's get rid of that.
Yeah, it's just a pop-up. There you go. And so this brings you straight down to where, see, it mentions the Honey Harbor there, where this is sort of the overview of, and then there's a couple of side links there of what it has to offer.
Oh, we get to play pickleball in Honey Harbor.
Yeah, so I sold in Honey Harbor. I also sold the commercial waterfront property as well a couple of years ago. So there's like an LCBO, there's a bank, there's a you know, there's a few little things. There's a little hotel type idea. There's a campground there. And they call it sort of the gateway to Georgian Bay. And on the second page of the brochure, you'll see the video there. So if you click on that, where it says watch now. Hi, I'm Lisa Malcolm, and
Okay, I'm gonna, I think
yeah, so that's sort of the waterfront area.
okay, I'm gonna put the sound on too. Okay, it's only a minute and a half, so I think we're
I can
going.
hear it.
Okay, hang on one second. I don't have, there we go. I'm gonna share the sound. There we go.
Down on the shores of Georgian Bay, have I ever got an opportunity for you today? We are literally just steps away from 100 acres that's never been on the open market before. If you're an investor, a developer, or a custom home builder, you're not going to want to miss out. This 100 acres is severable and it's ready to go, so let's go check it out.
And okay, there's a little marina there.
Oh, this is absolutely beautiful. Just beautiful.
So you can see where the water is there. If somebody chose to sell it off to Ducks Unlimited, that's up to them, but the option's there.
Has it been surveyed?
The area where the 13 acres has, the other 86, I don't believe so. Like it's an older one. It's an older copy that I have.
By the way, I fished right in that little river at the top there, like in between the two.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I know the Northland pretty good. I used to have a little 17-foot inboard, outboard. We used to go all over. In fact, we still go up to Halliburton on a regular basis up to the cottage.
So that's it. So the plan of survey that I have that I was provided was from data 2010, actually. So that's that. And then other than that,
How networking can.
Para-athletics is one of the few sports where
Oh.
athletes from.
I think we're still on. There we go.
Any questions from Jeff? I'm wondering, Jeff, you want to speak directly to Lisa?
Lisa, I work with a couple of developers that are actually out in that area. Smaller, I know a couple of smaller builders that maybe I could present it to and stuff like that. So if you want to connect that, I've also got. I mentioned something earlier. I think before you got on, I've got about a bit over 300 acres up in Huntsville.
Mm-hmm.
Listed, slated for development. Total draft plan approved for about 700 and I don't remember if it's 770, 790 units. Homes, a mixture of condos, townhomes, detached and semi-detached.
So you have access to services that would need to be brought to the property, or are they there?
Services are on the lot line, available on the
Oh,
lot
okay. Mm-hmm.
So pretty much everything is there. The first 60 homes are site plan approved. So once the development fees are paid, you can actually just start selling right away on that. So that's a very nice return on there. It's also because Huntsville goes into phases as into releases of homes. They allow them in phases of about 60 at a time. So you just have to, once again, it's draft plan approved. It's just sort of pay as you go and 60 homes at a time, roughly. So there are 9, I believe there are 8 or 9 phases on it that are, once again, draft plan approved. So if you have anybody or if you want to connect and we can sort of exchange information.
Yeah.
I sent you a chat message. with my contact info. It's also up there on there as well.
Yeah, I see that. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Yeah, we should connect and at least collaborate if one doesn't work for the other and vice versa.
Yeah, and do you have any buyers or anything for development land in the GTA?
Well, it all depends on what kind of development it is, like residential or,
I've got residential and prestige industrial.
okay.
The main thing, I'm going to jump in. The main thing here is that you two make a connection
Yeah, for sure.
and that everyone else listening in, they've got your contact information. They can get a hold of you through the service. And by the way, there's my canoe right there, the red one. I just bought an electric trolling
Mine's
motor for
blue.
it. I just bought an electric trolling motor for it too.
So I do have a property in Pickering, which is also listed up there. It has, it is a commercial property. It's an intensification zoning. It would be, it's a building for sale, currently owner occupied. And the owner is considering either a sale with vacant possession or a sale with somebody purchasing the business, but someone purchasing the business isn't contingent on the sale. He's willing to look at both options. We have some people, like a lot of serious buyers that are still floating around doing their own due diligence on it, but it is an absolute no-brainer for somebody that is interested in buy, hold with a redevelopment opportunity, as I did have a architect look into it and create a opportunity concept plan for it. So right now they would buy this commercial building, but because it's in the intensification zone, it would be the opportunity is for it to go from the just under 6,000 square feet that it is, which is just one floor small building, to 45,000 square feet. And so we were able to build that out on a concept and show what that would look like in mixed use. So if somebody is looking in the Pickering area that would, wants to buy into that, there's a lot of developers right nearby that have bought with the idea of big skyscrapers and such. So if they fall in behind those guys, it would be great because whatever business you're running out of there is going to start getting serviced by the intensification of so many residences coming within the next 5 to 10 years. So
there's your
Pickering's
property.
pretty hot.
Jeff, you can see your property at the top here.
Yep.
And I think you've
Okay.
got yours down here, Lisa.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Now, one thing I want you both to make sure you note of, I'm going to change this having a want to a want. And I've
Mhm.
chosen Northern Ontario, which is basically north of Barrie. And I've
Mhm.
chosen the subdivision potential condo townhouse sites and building lots, the potential. And I'm going to sort the wants by price, but I'm going to expand the age to any age, because normally when people search, they only get the 3 months. But if the broker did not update his listing, the buyer could still be looking and you wouldn't see it unless you change it to any age. So in order, if you don't want to leave any stone unturned, you choose the any age, especially when searching for a want. And I'm going to go ahead and search the database. And there's 35 buyers working with people. And these prices that you see here are the minimum price, not the maximum. So you have to read each subject line and you'll see this one is from 4 million. If I read down here, this is 4 to 35 million.
So that's interesting. I see the one there, the one just below that, which is the 1 to 2 hours of Toronto, detached homes, 2 to 5 million, cash buyer, ready to go. Yeah, that one's, so what's that, 414?
And there it is there.
Yeah, they listed it a year ago. Okay. What was that number?
Well, he's,
414.
the good news about here is this gentleman is a professional engineer as well as a salesperson.
Yeah, so they're knowledgeable. Good.
So he's
Yeah.
very knowledgeable and he's probably got contacts for other buyers as well, and development and stuff like that. But there's a contact for you.
Perfect. Great idea. Thank you. I was wondering, I'm falling short and stumped on this one. And trying to get it into the right hands. I've been working on, things like CoStar, trying to figure out the not too big of a builder because this is too small for a big developer. So I've got to find somebody that's smaller.
Okay, and I think I can pop that in there. Did it go in? Yeah, it did go in. Yeah. Direct message. There's a direct message for you. I just put it
Okay,
in as well. Okay,
perfect. Thank you.
so but you should go through. Now, the other thing you should do, make sure,
I didn't even think of that actually. Thank you.
yeah, that's so important because we got people that have posted the wants, brokers who might not be calling the haves, and the haves are not calling the wants.
Yes. Yeah, it's getting into that habit, isn't it?
And
We're
there's
so
$100,000 at stake, if you don't do that.
yes. Yes.
More. Now, underneath these listings sorted by price, there's a lot that do not have a price.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because the broker or salesperson didn't put in a price. So go down and check because one of these could also be a good, decent buyer and seller as well.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Excellent. So if I'm going to do, Gary, if I'm going to look for somebody that's looking for a future development, so again, in a want, your parameter there, I'm just wondering if it's the same one that I would use for the development opportunity in Pickering.
No,
That's
I
going to
would
go
actually, I would actually put make a separate want for each of your buyers.
Yes, of course. Yeah. Right. So a different area and yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I think that's pretty good for today, unless there's anyone else. Karen, you're just managed to come in. Are you still here, Karen? Hello, Karen.
He's muted.
Yeah, I know he's muted, so I'm talking to him. I'm wondering if he can unmute himself. Karen, are you able to unmute yourself? Because we're coming to the end here, unless anybody has any other last minute questions or anything. That was a good session today. And very professional, the way you're presenting all your properties, and nicely done. I think we're making some good connections here. Now,
Gary, should I be hearing back about the request for the integration? Because I didn't hear anything back.
You got to
I put a request in.
If you didn't get a request, a message back within a matter of hours, there's something wrong. I would put in the call again. I'll give you the name for Lorraine if you want, for her telephone number, 416-840-5787.
840.
5787. Give her a call. And I can actually send you the instructions, which could be forwarded to your website company.
Okay.
You want me to forward those instructions to your website company?
Yes, I guess that's what the next step is.
Okay. And then the other thing is we went through completely how to put your listings on Facebook and onto LinkedIn social media.
Okay. So I'll check back in the recording.
Yeah. And then we also.
Does that help you? Oh, yeah, yeah, that's good. So,
is that Richard?
People to,
Is that Richard? Hello, Richard. Okay, he's just muted himself because he's on the phone. But we not only did it here, but we also showed you how to search for groups that are on the internet and take your listings from ICI World, copy them, and then paste them into other relevant groups for targeting both the geographic location and the types of property.
Okay.
But that's it for today. We're going to sign off now. That was a good session. I appreciate you all. I appreciate the opportunity of working with you. And unless there's any other last minute questions, that's it for today.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Gary.
Okay.
Thank you, Gary.
Got my
Okay.
contact info. Just send me a text or give me a call.
I will. Thanks, Jeff.
Okay.
Okay. And now one thing you can do is click on the chat. And when you click on chat, you're going to find that, not chat. Is it chat? Yeah. Yeah. At the bottom of chat, there's 3 little tiny dots of the chat. When you click on that, there's a choice to save the chat. And so all the telephone numbers and all the messages that we were sending back and forth in the chat window, you will now have a copy of them.
Yes, got it. Okay, thank you.
Okay, did you manage to do that, Jeff?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so as long as you, Lisa, and how about you,
Yeah.
George?
Yes, Yep, it's good.
Okay, if there's anyone else needs help, they can call me. That's it for today. Have a great one. We're always here for you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay, okay, bye-bye now.